May I come in, sir?
Yes, please do.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You're Chitra.
Yes, sir.
Chitra, you're comfortable with English as your medium?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, then let's start. Please tell us something about yourself, but just be sure that you're not repeating your name or not giving your identity in terms of your caste, your community and all.
Yes, sir. So, my name is Chitra.
That was not supposed to be given anyway.
I have completed my schooling from district Bijnor, and then I went on to pursue civil engineering from Kamala Nehru Institute of Technology in Sultanpur. And I have completed my engineering in 2020, and after that I am preparing for civil services.
You did your schooling in 2014 and took 6 years for a 4-year course.
Yes, sir.
Why were you so slow in engineering?
So, there were 2-year gap. I took admission in engineering in 2016.
Why?
Preparing for JEE to get admission into an IIT, but I could not get an admission into an IIT.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if this engineering degree was so hard earned,
Yes,
that
sir.
you not only gave 4 years, but you also waited for 2 years, then why are you just discarding it the way you're doing it? Why not go to the field and become an engineer?
Sir, during my engineering itself, I realized that somewhere I lacked that knack to pursue the career in the civil engineering.
You never regretted those 2 years which you left for it?
So,
those 2 years, forget about 4 years, that in any case will go in any graduation.
Yes, sir.
But you were pursuing that hard to get a degree which you realized very early that it was not your calling.
So, I think at that moment of time, I could not realize that what was my true calling, and that's why whatever
Can you assure us
advice
that actually civil service is your calling? Because it is also a bandwagon. After schooling, everybody go for JEE. After graduation, everybody goes for civil services. So is it really your true calling?
Yes, sir. I feel so.
Apart from feeling, give me some concrete reasons why I should believe you.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, I started preparing after my graduation, and this is my first attempt at UPPSC, and I am able to reach the interview stage. And
that is about the recruitment thing. It's not about your calling.
Sir, it is also about my interest in those subjects and how deeply I could study these subjects.
Anyways, you have taken political science.
Yes, sir.
Right. This one project of Indian polity that's been languishing for years. It is called Women Reservation Bill. Rather than asking what to be done, tell me what has happened in the last few decades. Why this particular bill has not seen light of the day.
So, talking about the broad aspects, the one thing is the low participation of the women in the politics itself. Because as per the current Global Gender Gap Index, where India got 136th rank out of 145 countries, the women empowerment in the political field, there we get the least score in the 4 domains. And so the other factor is the low participation of women in economic sector as well. Though we have a good percentage of women in STEM education, approximately 43%.
But had
yes, sir.
the representation been high, there was no need for the reservation bill. I'm saying that what the history, why this women reservation bill is repeatedly failing to see light of the day. Why our parliament fail Indian women without any consequences. Parties after parties fail to pass this reservation bill, and still they have courage to face women electorate in the next election. There is no cost to it.
So I would say it is broader than the patriarchal mindset of the society we have.
Okay. So,
Chitra.
Yes, sir.
When is the Constitution Day celebrated?
So, 26 November.
26 November, right? And why 26 January was selected as the day for like adoption of the Constitution,
yes, sir,
or enactment of the Constitution?
So, because on 26 January 1930, Purn Swaraj was declared by Jawaharlal Nehru in the Lahore session.
Lahore session happened in 1930 or 1929?
I'm not confirmed about it, sorry, sir.
Because if when the Congress session used to take place, like which month usually?
Sorry, sir, I'm not
You're not
aware.
aware? Okay.
Yes, sir.
If we talk about rights and duties,
Yes, sir.
and if we have to give them preference, then what would you prefer, rights or duties?
See, according to Mahatma Gandhi, both goes hand in hand. We cannot expect right without performing our own duties, and I also believe the same, that both go hand in hand.
Okay, but still, like there have been talk about like maybe the duties, the fundamental duties that have been provided in the Constitution,
Yes, sir.
they also need to be made enforceable. And if the people are not performing their duties, then they should be facing penalty for that. What is your view on that?
So actually there was a debate when the fundamental duties were added through 46th Amendment Act 1976 by the Swaran Singh Committee, and the debate was that no such part should be added to the Constitution which does not have a legal backing, because there is no punishment if we do not follow the fundamental duties. So in my opinion, already there are certain provisions which makes the Indian people to follow our duties, and mentioning it in the Constitution just try to make it explicit. So there are already provisions where punishments are given in case the duties are not followed.
Okay, fine. What do you understand by this term statecraft?
Statecraft. Yes, sir. It is the art of running the state.
Okay. And what is diplomacy?
So pursuing various policies of the state.
Okay. And what would you consider to be the most important national interest of India at present?
Securing our territorial sovereignty and ensuring the communal harmony in the country, and so protecting our borders. These are the few.
Okay. Why India has taken a neutral stand in the Russia-Ukraine crisis? Why India is not calling out Russia for its aggression?
So India has followed a policy of non-alignment and non-intervention in the matters of other countries, and we try to keep ourselves away from interfering in the internal matters of the countries. So this may be one of the reasons. The other reason is that historically India has a good relationship with Russia, and Russia is said to be one of the very near and the old friend of India, where the Russia had supported
My
India.
final question to
Yes,
you,
sir.
Chitra, is like you have to tell me like which parties are in power in Uttar Pradesh. It's a coalition government. So which parties are in power? Tell me.
So what is the Bharatiya Janata Party? And so sorry, I don't know the other one.
You don't know the coalition partners?
No, sir.
The other is Apna Dal and Nishad Party.
Okay.
Now a follow-up question is, what is the full form of Nishad in Nishad Party?
Nishad. Sorry, sir. Not aware about that.
Chitra,
Yes, sir.
post-independence India has witnessed the formation of Yojana Ayog
Yes, sir.
for the developmental
Yes, sir.
purposes. 2015 January 1st has seen the existence of the new commission that we call the Niti Ayog.
Yes, sir.
Niti Ayog's task that it undertakes, like its policy formation, as you being PSIR student,
Yes, sir.
don't you think so? The policies are, the schemes that it proposes are not able to see the day of light. What are those reasons?
So though the Niti Ayog was formed with the vision to promote the bottom-up approach, so that because it also ensures the participation of the state, we have the regional committees in the Niti Ayog, and one is the governing council, where there is also provisions to tackle with the regional issues of any state.
Economists suggest that Niti Ayog should be invested the power of distributing the funds to the state so that the policy formation activity could be implemented nicely. They also proposes 1.5% of the GDP, the fund should be there. But Government of India is reluctant into this regard. What is your opinion being PSIR student?
Sir, I think already the Planning Commission, which was earlier a body formed after independence, that had the power to distribute the funds. but this was taken away because it was clashing with the powers of the Finance Commission of India, and somewhere the Planning Commission itself was becoming a superior body to the Finance Commission, although the Finance Commission is a constitutional body. So I don't think that giving the fund allocation power to the Niti Aayog would
Chitra,
be a
at the
right
same
decision.
time, it has also been seen that it ventures out into the domain where the ministry is responsible for undertaking formation of the policies. For example, asset monetization, for example, disinvestment models, and for example, startup ecosystem. These schemes have to be coming from the ministries responsible or the concern, but it is now coming from the Niti Aayog. So don't you think so there may be some conflict of interest between Niti Aayog and the concerned ministry, and that's how the policies are not able to see the day of light?
Yes, this may be a reason. They may be.
You agree with that?
Yes, sir, to some extent.
Okay, not an issue. And Niti Aayog has limited capacity to fund only one scheme, that it is called Aspirational District Program, and Uttar Pradesh is one of the largest recipient of this fund. How many districts comes under this scheme in Uttar Pradesh?
Sorry, sir. Aspirational District Program.
Aspirational District Program.
Sorry, sir.
What exactly it meant for that? What aspiration in aspirational district?
So I think that Aspirational District Program is about promoting the indigenous industries of that particular district, or making. Sorry, sir, not aware about that.
You are not aware?
Yes, sir.
Not an issue. Can you tell me the structure of Niti Aayog? Who is the current CEO of Niti Aayog and Vice President? A Vice Chairperson?
No, sir, not aware about the CEO.
Okay, not an issue. Chitra, tell me, is there any difference between nationalism and patriotism? If I do ask you whether you are patriot or whether you are nationalist, which option you would opt? Or you would opt both?
So I would say a patriot.
You would say rather patriot. Any two reasons specifically? Why not nationalist?
I think both do relate in some or the other form, because they both talk about being true to our nation and having a feeling of to sacrifice our own self-interest for the nation. This is what I think. Yes, sir.
चित्रा,
Yes, sir.
बिजनौर से आती हैं आप?
Yes, sir.
हिंदी तो बोल ही लेती होंगी?
Yes, sir.
बिजनौर से प्रयागराज आने के लिए
Yes,
बजाय सड़क मार्ग के अगर आप एक नाव लें, ठीक है, और
Yes.
गंगा में उसको डाल दें और उससे प्रयागराज तक आए,
Yes, sir.
तो दोनों तरफ कौन कौन से जिले पड़ेंगे? बिजनौर से शुरू कीजिए, प्रयागराज तक आइए।
Sorry, sir. ऐसे
एक भी जिला नहीं बता पाएंगे?
नहीं सर, जिले तो बता पाएंगे, बट मुझे ये नहीं पता होगा कि वो गंगा की
बाएं पड़ेंगे कि दाएं पड़ेंगे? चलिए बिना बाएं दाएं के बताइए।
सर वैसे तो लखनऊ भी होगा, इटावा इधर पे पड़ता है बीच में, और सर
लखनऊ से होकर गंगा भी बहती है?
नहीं सर, लखनऊ से गोमती जाती है। सर ऐसे नहीं बता पाएंगे,
नहीं बता
मतलब
पाएंगे।
ऐसे हम भी नहीं बता पाएंगे।
मुझे बताइए कि गंगा की सहायक नदियां कौन कौन सी हैं जो कि उत्तर प्रदेश में गंगा से मिलती हैं?
सर रामगंगा, घाघरा, गंडक, ये सब लेफ्ट बैंक ट्रिब्यूटरीज हैं, और सर सोन भी है लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश में नहीं मिलती है सोन, और सर कोसी है वो बिहार में मिलती है।
That's it?
और सर यमुना है।
Yep.
सर
True. ये बताइए कि आपने लिखा है कि आपको अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संबंधों
पर पढ़ना में रुचि,
पढ़ना आपकी रुचि है।
Yes.
क्या हम ये कह सकते हैं कि डिप्लोमेसी जिसे कहा जाता है,
Yes.
दुनिया का जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संबंधों का जो पूरा का पूरा तंत्र है, उसमें स्त्रियां एकदम हाशिए पर है? ये आपका कहना है कि नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, स्त्रियों की बराबर या काफी पर्याप्त भागीदारी है?
सर अगर
There are people who believe that the diplomacy is a masculine affair.
सर ये इस वजह से क्योंकि जो औरतों का योगदान पॉलिटिक्स में देखा गया है वो काफ़ी कम है, क्योंकि अगर हम भारत के संदर्भ में देखें तो केवल एक महिला प्रधानमंत्री रही है हमारे देश की आज तक, और वो भी इंदिरा गांधी। तो सर और ऐसा अगर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर देखें तो ऐसा नहीं है सर, क्योंकि हमारे पास में देश है जैसे जर्मनी, जहाँ की चांसलर एंजेला मर्केल वो काफ़ी प्रसिद्ध रही हैं और सर जो आपकी नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज़ हैं और स्कैंडिनेवियन देश हैं, वहाँ पर पीएम और प्रेसिडेंट, मैं इस टाइम पे नाम नहीं बता पाऊँगी देश का, लेकिन वहाँ पर वो लीड रोल में औरतें ही
बेसिकली आई
हैं।
एम आस्किंग कि जेंडर और डिप्लोमेसी के बीच में रिलेशनशिप क्या है? हैव यू फिगर्ड इट आउट?
सर जेंडर और डिप्लोमेसी के बीच में जो मुझे समझ में आया अभी तक वो यही रहा है कि थोड़ा सा मैस्कुलिन डिसिप्लिन शायद इस वजह से बोला जाता है इसको, क्योंकि वुमेन अभी तक उतने लेवल पे, मतलब बराबरी के स्तर पर पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर पाई हैं। मतलब
आपने योगा भी लिखा, आपकी रुचि है।
ये सर।
ऐसे 2 आसन बताइए जिन्हें एक गर्भवती महिला कर सकती है।
सर ताड़ासन और सर जो सर श्वास को कंट्रोल करने के लिए किया जाता है, मैं इस टाइम पर नाम नहीं बता पाऊंगी, मतलब याद नहीं आ पा रहा है सर।
ठीक है चित्रा, आपसे
Yes,
बात करके अच्छा लगा, आप जा सकते हैं।
थैंक यू सर। थैंक यू सर।
Please take a seat.
थैंक यू सर।
So, Chitra, your interview is on the 30th of July, right?
यस सर।
And it is your first attempt.
यस सर।
So, first attempt at interview. It is going to be an interesting interview there, I'm sure. But tell me, are you happy with your performance today, or you believe that it could have been a little better?
Yes sir, it could have been much better, I
Much
think.
better.
Yes sir.
Do you believe that, I mean, it was only a bad day, but your preparation level is higher than this?
So I think it was a bad day. थोड़ा डर लगा सर।
कोई बात नहीं, वो तो मतलब थोड़ा सा इस तरह के एनवायरनमेंट का भी प्रभाव होता है, तो विच इज़ अंडरस्टैंडेबल एंड इट्स गुड दैट यू गॉट दिस नर्वसनेस ओवर हियर बिकॉज इट मीन्स दैट यू विल नॉट गेट इट देयर, which is the place where it matters, right?
Yes.
See, Chitra, I'm sure you realize that getting into the interview stage in the first attempt, it's a big opportunity. And it should be your endeavor that you'll do it this time only. I mean, don't make it a trophy like that, oh, I appeared in the interview in the first attempt. There's no point, okay?
Yes, yes.
It matters only if you clear it and clear it well. So that should be your endeavor. Right now, you're definitely a good candidate. Your preparation is good, and that's why you're here. And also, in general, your personality is good. Your walk-in is good. Your sitting posture is good. Your voice level is good. There isn't much hand movement, which is a nice thing. Also, the flow is good. My suggestion, however, is on the front of eye contact. See, at few places you have this wavering eye contact, which is avoidable. I mean, it's a thumb rule. Look at the person you're talking to.
Yes.
Okay, I know there are advices which are given to engage more than one person at the same time, but it is not natural. And second, yes, a glance here and there will not hurt, but it will not give you any additional advantage. So why lose the trust of the person you're talking to? Because the moment you break eye contact, if I'm talking this to you and looking there, I will not have your trust. Same applies to you, right?
Yes.
So effectively what I'm saying is look at the person you're talking to. This is the most natural way. And if for some reason you have to break eye contact, look downward rather than upward.
Yes.
Right? Other things in general good. There are few suggestions, however, these are not about the communication but about the content thing. Since you are coming from UP, you have this background of civil engineering and all, make sure that at least the UP factuals and the UP current affairs,
Yes.
You should be well versed, right? Since you mentioned IAS, obviously international current affairs will also become important. So do use your whatever time you have judiciously to revise on these fronts, right?
Yes.
Last suggestion, maybe you need to realize that you were 97 born, it is your first attempt. So basically your USP is energy, right? And this, in today's interview, it was not reflecting to that extent. So it is responsibility of the candidate usually to make it energetic. I mean, the conversation a little energetic. How to make it? There are two ways of doing it. One obviously is that make the conversation organic. So if you're a smart candidate, you understand that it is not a question answer session. If the question is coming or especially the analytical question, then it should be such that once your answer is there, the board member pick up from your answer and bring in a follow-up question, right? It wasn't happening to that extent. right? So that is one. And second, obviously raise your volume a bit. It automatically appears that the conversation is energetic in terms of appearance. Other things you are doing very good. I'm sure you'll capitalize on the opportunity you have, right?
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. So I would like to ask
Yes.
one question. Sir, आपने जैसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि you have invested your 6 years in the engineering, और सर अगर वहाँ पे भी बोर्ड ने ये क्वेश्चन पूछा और
See, these questions are not asked just to get any information out of you. It is only asked to see your reaction, how you react to it, right? You obviously, it is there visible why you did it. So it's not that I was really very eager about the information. I was interested in seeing whether you get intimidated by such a question. Initially, there was some impact for 1-2 minutes on you. Avoid that. Just take it in the stride. Don't try to justify something which is not justifiable. Forget it. You just mention a few things and just keep the conversation as short as possible on this matter. Simple. And don't worry about it. Even if the board member is saying कि बहुत गुस्से में बोल रहा है, आपने बहुत बर्बाद कर दिया समय, कोई बात नहीं. Just keep yourself calm and don't let it affect the rest of the interview. Right? That was the only intention. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So